Hello, everybody. Tonight is Yud Tes Kislev. So it's a time for us to really make preparations and talk about some things that perhaps we haven't heard about before. So I'm going to try to take a little bit of a different approach to Yud Tes Kislev. We spoke before about the fact that the Alter Rebbe really emphasized Dir B'Tachtonim, making a dwelling place for God in this world. But in his days, over 200 years ago, this was really heavy-duty theology, and it required a lot of understanding. And how does Torah fit into it, and how does it fit into Torah, and so forth and so on. And over the years, all the great Rebbes basically explained this concept to a greater degree, bringing godliness down to this world and showing how in the Chabad, in our Chachma, Bina, and Das, in our understanding, our wisdom, and our knowledge, we are truly able to comprehend how physical and spiritual are one. And how God's oneness is really an incredible oneness that no mind can possibly understand. But nevertheless, Chabad gives us the tools to be able to grasp it to a greater degree than perhaps ever in human history. With that said, it still became a matter of really studying in the books and trying to understand it as best as we possibly could, so we could merge physical and spiritual, so we could live a life that really reflects the Chabad approach to what it means to be a Yid. However, the Lubavitcher Rebbe took it a whole different step. It was not a matter, or it was not enough, just that it should be understood in our minds and our hearts and our neshama, this idea that really God can have a dwelling place in this world. The Rebbe said it's time to actualize it. If this is the case, we've got to show that it's true. We have to go out to all corners of the world. We have to show how a Jew that's distant from Judaism as far as you can possibly imagine, nevertheless has that nefesh halakisa we talk about in Tanya, and prove it by showing how he can turn into a flame of Yiddishkeit, a flame of love for Hashem. We have to go out to far and distant places where a person would never think of making a dwelling place for God, and turn it into a vibrant community with fulfillment of Torah mitzvahs, with a beautiful Chabad house, with incredible community support. And we have to do deeds, good deeds that are going to be in every corner of the globe to show how this whole concept that all the Rebbe spoke about and taught about of Dir B'Tachtonim, making a dwelling place for God in this world, is real stuff that's going to be put to practice. And in fact, over the last 40, 50 years, it's been put to practice in millions and millions of situations, in thousands of different Chabad houses all over the world, and in tens and thousands or hundreds of thousands of Jewish homes who have integrated this idea of Dir B'Tachtonim and made it literally part of the house. So when a person looks at Lubavitch today and looks at how different Chabad might appear to be from past generations, from the original Yud Tes Kislev, they're making a mistake. The fact is that Chabad, the way Chabad is today, is the fulfillment of Yud Tes Kislev, is a fulfillment of what the Alter Rebbe asked of us, and how he taught, and what he taught, and why he taught it, the way he taught it, so that we should be able to get to this time where, in fact, we're applying the whole teaching of Dir B'Tachtonim in a way that we see it literally before our eyes of flesh and blood. That is really the ultimate teaching of Dir B'Tachtonim. When we practice it, when we put it to good usage, when we can do it with our friends, when we can show a stranger who we might know from work or who knows from where, and teach them about what it means to make God part of their life and to transform this dira into a dwelling place for God. And should happen in a way that this Yud Tes Kislev should be the time when already, now that Yerushalayim is recognized, at least by the United States of America, as being the capital of Israel, a time it should be a harbinger of great things to come, when we should truly see with all flesh, eyes of flesh and blood, how God is the God of the whole world, and Mashiach will be here b'karlev mamish. All the best, a good yontiv, and for those of you who can, please check up on whether it be Chabad.org, Jewish.tv, Torah Cafe, to make sure that you see some interesting talks for Brengans about Yud Tes Kislev and about Chassidut, and about why this new year for Chassidus is so important for each and every single one of us to be a better Yid, a better human being, a better spouse, a better parent, a better child, and really be able to develop our full potential that God gave us to be great agents of the Eibusher in making a dir b'tachtonim. Good yantiv, good yantiv.